The Christmas Visitor. Christmas Eve, a night of joy, warmth, and family traditions. But for some, it's a time when the veil between the living and the departed grows thin. Tonight, I'll tell you a chilling yet heartwarming story of a family, an old house, and a visitor who wasn't quite what he seemed. Gather around, for this is the Christmas Visitor. Setting the stage. In the quiet countryside of New England, the Morrison family prepared for their Christmas Eve celebrations. Their home, an old colonial house passed down through generations, stood tall against the falling snow. Its creaking wood and flickering lights whispered tales of the past. George and Mary Morrison, along with their 3 children, filled the night with laughter, stories, and the comforting scent of roasted ham. The storm outside howled, but inside was a sanctuary of warmth. Little did they know, their evening was about to take a mysterious turn. The knock. At precisely 9 p.m., a sudden knock echoed through the house. Startled, George rose to answer the door. The family exchanged uneasy glances. Who could be out on a night like this? Ezra. Good evening. I beg your pardon for intruding, but the storm caught me off guard. Might I seek shelter for the night? George. Of course. Come in. You must be freezing. The family welcomed Ezra, offering him a warm blanket and a plate of food. Despite his peculiar appearance, his manners were gentle, his voice soothing. Ezra's stories. Ezra was a storyteller like no other. He spoke of his childhood, of Christmas traditions long forgotten, and even of the house itself. Ezra. Ah, this house. It holds so many memories. I remember when it was first built. Such fine craftsmanship. Wouldn't you agree? The family laughed, thinking Ezra was simply imagining things. After all, the house was built by George's great-great-grandfather, long before Ezra's time, or so they thought. As the hours passed, the family felt an inexplicable warmth toward their guest. He seemed to belong, as if he had always been a part of their lives. The morning revelation. The morning sun broke through the storm clouds, casting a golden glow on the snow-covered fields. But something was amiss. Ezra was nowhere to be found. Mary. Perhaps he left early to continue his journey. They searched the house, finding no trace of their guest. His chair was empty, the blanket folded neatly, and the front door locked from the inside. George's heart raced. How could Ezra have left without leaving a single mark in the snow? The child. Look, I found something behind the fireplace. They opened the dusty journal, and to their shock, it bore Ezra's name. It detailed his life and his death. A century ago, on Christmas Eve, he had been the house's original owner. The family tradition. Though shaken, the Morrisons felt no fear. Instead, they felt gratitude. Ezra had visited them not to haunt, but to remind them of the house's history and the bonds that transcend time. George. From now on, we'll leave a plate for Ezra every Christmas Eve. It's the least we can do for our Christmas visitor. In the end, and so, the tradition began. To this day, the Morrisons' descendants keep Ezra's memory alive, sharing his story as a reminder that Christmas is not just about the present, but also about honoring the past. Do you believe in Christmas miracles? Perhaps one day, you'll encounter a visitor with a story of their own to tell. Until then, keep your hearts warm, your doors open, and your spirits bright. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales that send chills down your spine. And tell us, have you ever experienced a Christmas mystery? Let us know in the comments below.